This is On Imagination with the Healing Garden, and thank you for joining me. I'm in the middle of an epiphany, and I went, oh, I really need to jump online and be recording this. I used to do these all the time. This is the first time I'm doing it out of Facebook, but it's for the Lightworkers Union, and they're the ones who this message needs to go out to, so that's why I linked it up to this. I have no idea how to tell you what I'm seeing. I am getting ready for a speech on the 12th of September, and if it goes well, the 16th and 17th of September as well, where I will be talking on manifestation, Triadic healing, and basically how Triadic healing is the user's guide to the subconscious mind. And I was making notes for my speech, and I had a massive understanding. That's what perspective is. That's all it is. It's understanding. I was raped on 9/11 at 10:35 in the morning in 2001. That event sent me spiraling into 20 years of the hardest mental years of my life. In 2015, I was finally diagnosed with PTSD. I had over 44 triggers. I was diagnosed with bipolar 1, suicidal ideation, depression, borderline personality disorder, dissociative identity disorder, and here I am on September 5th. Whole, complete, sane, healthy. Experiencing my very first September since 1989. I have not experienced a proper September since 1989. And I forgot that September is my favorite month of the year. It used to be. In 1990, on September 13th, there was a DWI accident that killed my uncle and 3 of my cousins on their way home from church. That was the last normal September I got to feel. So when September happened on September 11th, and then to be raped on that day, it was a lot to work through. And today, I get to smell just September. And today, I get to experience just September. Usually, the triggers start a lot sooner. Usually, they start in the middle of August, and not this year. September 1st came, and I went, oh my God, there were no triggers. And here it is September 5th, and I'm just going, no triggers. And it feels really good. My story is how I did it. And what I did, I call Triadic healing. I am launching a course free of charge called Triadic Healing, Curing the Narcissist Pandemic. This course is free, and I will be hosting workshops. I will be hosting masterclasses. I will be hosting a podcast. The podcast is already set up over on YouTube. You can get the link at my Linktree account. And the group is in the process of being built. So you can also go there. if you want to learn anything more about this, go ahead and select the link below on my Linktree account, and it will take you to where it is you want to go. I will be delivering the rest of that speech on September 12th through the manifestation event that I have been invited to speak on. If you want more information, grab the link below and let me know what you're interested in. I'll be sure to get it to you. When we manifest, we focus on what we want. The problem is, most of us think with our minds. Most of us think and focus with our thoughts. But if you want to know what you want, no, that has to come from your gut. So you have to think with your gut. You can think with your brain, or you can think with your gut. When you think with your gut, you're pulling on a thread. Oh, you can see all the threads when you get to the 9th stage of growth. You can see all the threads. And every time you pull on one of these threads, we call that God or the universe. What you're really pulling on is another person. Yeah, another person is at the end of that thread. Just a person. I noticed it today. I noticed it finally. That the feeling in my stomach is the same feeling I get every time I'm with my partner. And every time I pull on that thread, I'm pulling him toward me. And I suddenly noticed while I'm sitting here that I feel him right there into me, fused. And then I noticed all the threads. So when I now say, I want to be a millionaire because I have a garden to grow, I know I'm going to get what I want because I said want from the gut. That is thinking with your stomach, thinking with your gut. And you pull on those threads. And they will come to you. But there's a lot of catches. This is a really amazing power. You think the universe was going to hand it to just anybody? Oh, no. No, 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 no. You have to earn this power through the lessons that we have to learn at each stage of growth. There are 9 stages so far, according to Dr. Graves' work in spiral dynamics. I am a 9th perspective, and my partner is a 9th perspective. The problem is we don't know the words for any of this because the words that we have for our society were invented for and by the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th perspective. Because they were of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th perspective, we're not able to articulate ourselves properly, because what we're describing is things that we're seeing in the 9th perspective, or the 8th, or the 7th. The Matrix movies were showing you the 7th perspective. V for Vendetta was showing you the 6th perspective. So, Every perspective has a weakness and a strength to it. We need all of us here. We need us all. And there are lessons to be learned at each and every perspective. Once you learn the lesson, you're automatically, within a day or two, you're transitioned into the next stage. When you get into the next stage, you have you feel disoriented. Just disoriented. Not confused, not quite, disoriented. The disorientation lasts about 3 days, 2 to 3 days. You realize almost right away that you've shifted. The disorientation is very distinct. When you feel disoriented, it's an overwhelming feeling of just constant, like someone just hit you over the side of the head, and you've got to walk through a very intricate maze with half of your brain functioning. And you know right away, it's happened. This is the shift. I've shifted. All right? And then you sit back into it and you accept it and you go, change me. And it changes you. And you get to watch it change before your eyes. It is extraordinary. And this is where I step in and say what you really need to do next is take an inventory. Check in with your identity. Do you still love all the things you love? How do you feel about everything you love? How do you feel about everyone you love? It is imperative that you not make any choices during this time frame. The second thing is ask yourself, what are your ethics? This is where you're really going to see a big change. Ask yourself how you feel about autonomy. Ask yourself how you feel about authority. How do you feel about accountability? How do you feel about humility? How do you feel about self-importance, the economy, the environment? By asking these questions, you get to see which stage and which perspective you're at, depending upon your answer. Every perspective is going to answer this question differently. There are 8 different choices, probably 9, I imagine, but I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know. So there are 8 to 9 different things. Now, fortunately, I studied language. Fortunately, I studied etymology, and I studied psychology, sociology, and philosophy, and physics and music theory. So I am well capable of creating a language system to explain all of this. And that's what I've been doing. It's already available on my podcast. I have learned the lingo. I have shifting perspectives. I break this all down for you, and I translate 9th perspective into 4th perspective. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, my podcasts are not for everyone. I am vulgar. I am raw. I am real. I am more real and more free than anybody in the world. I am the most free individual in the world because I live this authentic. Authenticity. Is really the lesson here. That's the one we all really need to take home here. Authenticity is the problem. It is the cure. It is the solution. Now, there's a lot of hypothesis out there on what authenticity means or looks like. And then there's triadic healing. Now, everyone has done what everyone has been trying to do for the last 150 years, compliments of Freud. And how is it going for you? Alcoholics Anonymous has a 12% success rate. Look at the success rate of talk therapy. Look at the success rate. Look at the numbers. Now, what I am presenting is new, and it takes everything you are already using. I'm actually not inventing anything new here. What I'm doing is positioning everything strategically so that it gets a different result. So every technique that I offer you is already certified, guaranteed, loved, adored, followed, practiced by everybody else. The only difference is I know which of them actually need to be brought together and in what order and applied in exactly a precise atmosphere for them to take effect. And they will take effect. It's extraordinary. So that's what I'm offering. That is what I do. I have 4 pillars at the Healing Garden. My 4 pillars are triadic healing, designed to nurture, educate, and discipline any individual back to optimum mental wealth, or for the first time. And I do it all through basically teaching you how to live authentically. The second pillar of the Healing Garden is my healing getaway resorts. These are resorts that are going to be and are designed for the nonconformist to have a safe place that they can come out and practice triadic healing with me in a gorgeous resort setting. I do 2 of those a year. The first one is scheduled for February. We are going on a cruise. The next pillar is Anna's Elite. This is for people interested in my New York City nonconformist events. I'm going to say again, Anna's Elite is exclusively for New York City. I'm probably going to have one for London, and I'm probably going to have one for California as well. Los Angeles, in case you needed to know. So I'm looking, yeah, I'm saying it, and I'm going to do it. There's going to be one for New York City, one for LA, and one for London. So if you're interested at all in Anna's Elite and you are in any one of those 3 locations, jump into Anna's Elite. The 4th is my Lightworkers Union or Operation Imagination. And this is where I am literally working to get us manifesting to world peace. I already have it laid out. I already know the plan. I already know what I'm going to do. I already know what everyone needs to do. I know what knowledge you need. It's already set. I'm ready to start taking people on. Operation Imagination is going to be held in June of 2024 on the solstice, and on purpose that it's the solstice, when I basically start leading people through an organized and very synchronized time around the world for world peace manifestation. Manifestors are invited around the globe, or people who pray, it's the same thing. Children who make believe, it's the same thing. Have everyone come together and literally focus on world peace. I will be teaching manifestation classes. I will be explaining the science, the theory, the physics behind this, and I will be showing you how it is done. Then I will be using triadic healing to get you this. It's really awesome. This is for manifestation. My people, if any of this interests you, I do not yet work with foundationals. If you are in the perspectives of 1, 2, 3, or 4, I do not work with you, not yet. I do not have the facility. I do not have the facilities. I have a plan already in place for that, and the cultivators will probably be working with you. Cultivators are the 5s and the 6s who want to be teachers, who want to teach foundation of this. So instead of me immediately handing and taking care of everything to do with you, that doesn't work. We need to start from the top down. I need to start with visionaries, and then I need to go into cultivators. Once the cultivators are prepped, after I've worked with the visionaries, then it will trickle down to you, and you guys will be the last to receive it. But guess what? Millennials are the very first generation of the fifth perspective, which means officially starting at millennials, Gen Ys, we are now seeing the generations that are being born already at stage 5. So technically, I really don't need to do anything with the foundationals. It'll sort itself out all on its own. It will sort itself all on its own. It's already in motion. It's beautiful. I will still be creating classes for 2s, 3s, 4s. And those will be discussed with the visionaries, and then we're going to be passing that information down to the cultivators. If you are a teacher, Triadic Healing is free. All of it. Whatever I have, it's yours. Boom. If you are a teacher in a school in the United States, let's start there. If you want Triadic Healing in your school, let me know. I have literally a pet project right now of curing narcissism, which is actually what this whole video is about, is my upcoming class workshop, Triadic Healing, Curing the Narcissism Pandemic. Because I have a plan and I know it's already in place. It's already set to go. So just show up to classes and do what I tell you. And all you're going to be doing is learning how to use boundaries and being authentic. But I'm going to show you why that's important. And I'm going to show you what it's doing to the planet. In fact, the videos are already done. Go ahead and take a look at my podcast channel, Linktree. Once you get on the Linktree account, it'll take you right over to where you need. And you can watch the 5 videos that I released that explains all of that. And I am currently putting together my class project for teaching people how to do curing the narcissist pandemic. So that's one of the things that I'm pushing out there real heavy, in addition to the World Peace Manifestation Day. And while I have that domino that I'm knocking over, we're also going to be taking a look over at the cultivators. If you are a teacher, if you want this in your school for free, if you want to learn how to teach this and apply it to children so that they grow up the way they should be growing up, let me know. Click on the link below and I will connect you with all the material you need to get you started on that. So those are my real 3 major 5th, 6th visionaries. So if you are a teacher, that puts you in the cultivator. You're probably a 5 or a 6. If you are a healer or a light worker, you are a 6. If your brain is going bonkers with Mercury retrograde, I know what's wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Your hippocampus just hooked up to the electromagnetic field, so you can now feel the hive mind coming together. We need to talk. Click on the link below, and I will walk you through what's happening to you, how to correct it, just be authentic, and what exactly it is you need to do to adjust the antenna in your brain. But it's the hive mind basically coming back together. And it's going to be okay. It's perfectly fine. So if you are a 6th perspective who is suffering under Mercury retrograde, you need to come see me. The visionaries, 7, 8s, 9s, well, you've already got everything figured out, really. 7, 8s, 9s, you guys are old hats. Go ahead and give me a call. We'll hang out. That'd be awesome. I'd love to talk to you about my theories and your theories, and I'd love to compare notes. So if you are a 7, 8, or 9, reach out to me. Let me know. I have questions for you, and I'm collecting data, so I need 7, 8s, and 9s. That is my project. That is the Healing Garden. So if you have any other questions, take a look at the link tree below. That's literally everything you need. And take a look if you are interested in my upcoming program, the Curing the Narcissist Pandemic, that's available. And also, if you are interested in Operation Imagination, that is available. I have my talk that I'm giving on the 12th, where I continue the story of how and what Triadic Healing is exactly and how it works. It's all there. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.